Hey, thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, hey, like, share, comment, subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit that notification button. But hey, I want to touch on that Buffalo, New York shooting that happened last week. You know, again, prayers and condolences out to the families, everybody that's affected or was affected by that massacre. But with that being said, let's talk about this 911 call. The information that came out, I guess the day of or the day after the shooting occurred. The young lady, I put the link in the description. Was talking to the news station, one of the local news stations. She said that she was in the store when the shooting started, when the shooting happened. She called 911, and the 911 operator yelled at her, asked her why she was whispering, telling her she didn't have to whisper. She's trying to tell a man to do up in his shooting, and he's still shooting. And she like, he's close, so that's why I'm not trying to talk loud, or what have you. And the 911 operator, I guess, got pissed, frustrated, or whatever, hung up. First, we was all hoping that it was a rumor, but then stories came out that operator got suspended and investigation was being done. That's the last I heard. But anyway, lady say she called 911. The lady hung up on her, so she called her boyfriend and told her boyfriend to call 911 to tell her that a shooting was going on. Now everybody's rightfully so upset with the dispatcher for the way she handled the situation, right? But then I started to think something else is disturbing. Something else came to my mind that was disturbing. And I want to say shout out to Charleston White, and I want to say shout out to Uncle Phil on the Philip Scott show, Black Congregation Network, and all that, because they said something we was all saying. Where the gang bangers, where the Ray Rays, the Pookies, and all that kind of stuff, why they wasn't there to to thwart this mission. But what I want to say is also what kind of disturbed me is the young lady hung up, called her boyfriend so her boyfriend could call 911. My thing is, why she couldn't call her boyfriend to come up there? Well, it is just a boyfriend. That goes with the whole protection of the woman and the whole different story that I would get into in depth in a video as soon as I can about the whole black woman not being protected and how that really goes hand in hand with being married or still living at home with your parents, that kind of stuff, But like I said, we'll get into that later. But let's just say hypothetically, just forget the hypothetical. Let's just keep it real life. How come she couldn't call her boyfriend to come up there and try to take down the gunman? You know what I'm saying? And to get deep on it, to let you understand what I'm trying to say, is there was a story. There's a video that came out not too long ago. A young lady, I don't know her name, said that a lot of these women should be held accountable. It's a lot of their faults that a lot of these brothers are dead or in jail because some guy, disrespected them, quote unquote, guy out of line. And the first thing they do is call their boyfriend, their brother, their cousin to come handle it. And then altercation occurs, bullets fly, someone dies, someone goes to jail, all because somebody's feelings hurt. Instead of folks, talking about it, coming to an agreement, apologies being made, and everybody go home. Which to me, at this stage of my life, that's where I'm at. No matter what, something happened, get upset. Okay, we're gonna hash it out. But in the end, the goal is for everybody to go home, good or bad. But basically what she's saying is you call these dudes all the time to handle situations in the hood. Now, this same young lady who was in this store, and I'm just going to guesstimate, I'm just going to, I'm just going to put it out there. if a brother was in that store and would have disrespected her, cussed out, grabbed on her butt or whatever the case may be, she would call her boyfriend or her brother, whoever, to come up there and handle that dude, right or wrong. That's most likely what would happen, right? But a dude is at the store shooting, a soldier, if you will, a guy who is trained to do, who's doing what he has been trained and taught to do, which is kill the enemy. Like I say, in the art of war, and like I say, shout out to Charleston White when he said, everybody holler that we're in the war. This is World War III. It's a race war. Well, it seems like they're the only one throwing bullets. So like I said, if some brother would have been in there disrespecting her, acting a fool with her, she definitely would have called that dude to come up there and handle that guy. But now you got a dude in there shooting. The first thing you do, I'm saying, she wouldn't have called 911. She wouldn't have called 911 and said, hey, this is brother up here cussing me out. Now you got some fools that'll call 911 because their chicken nuggets got burnt. They'll waste it on that. But she wouldn't have called 911 if a guy was there, like I say, disrespecting him. Never would have thought about it. But because now dudes in there shooting, let's say a crazed, deranged, lunatic soldier, white extremist soldier, trying to help and maintain the system of white supremacy. For fear that, he told you in his manifesto, fear that they're trying to replace, that Democrats are trying to replace the white race. His words. So why couldn't, forget that. Our mentality need to change. Like I said, we're supposed to be in a war. All these brothers out here who know how to shoot, who talking about training to shoot, I hear it all the time. Hey, people always call each other and say, hey, what we need to do is we need to get, we need to start training ourselves and, stock up on arms and, be prepared for battle. But what you're talking about is if everything falls in the line and the scenario is perfect. What you're talking about is if some fool come up to your house, like, a big 4x4 truck with a Confederate flag and country western music blaring or heavy metal or whatever you want to call music blaring, and they find going up and down your street and doing donuts in your driveway, calling you the N-word. That's where your mind is at when you say things like this. Talking about we at war, we need to learn how to arm ourselves and learn how to fight and protect your family. But what you're not thinking about, what you're not thinking about is something happening somewhere else, and you getting ready to go to battle. Shoot, I can remember being, I want to say third grade. I want to say both instances happened when I was in third grade with my dad. One, me and a friend of mine, it was like summertime. We was at this elementary school, riding our bikes, playing around up there. And these two white kids, they had to have been teenagers. And we said hi, something like that to them, being nice to them, whatever, young, naive. And one of them called us the N-word. And the son gun put out a pocket knife and showed it to us. We looked at each other, took out running, went to my my house. Told my dad went and got his revolver, got on the bicycle, said, show me where they at. And we rode. We went, they was gone. Hotel out there, some lives close. Because the first day we thought about it, should we tell them? Yo, so we went and told. By the time we got back, they were gone. We saw them walk across the field, they were gone, out of there. With the quickness, Dad grabbed his stuff, didn't call the police. You understand what I'm saying? Didn't call 911 saying, hey, it's two white boys out here with pull a pocket knife out on my son and his friend. Didn't happen. Instance number two, me and another friend was walking home from the store, and our house is on one end of the street, and we're coming from the opposite end of the street, because the store was like back off in that area. And we're gonna walk down the street, and I see this dude in a ninja suit peeping behind a car. So I tell my homeboy, and like young, dumb, third graders, we run to the alley. We go to the alley, take out running. Now my homeboy, that boy can run. I was slow. You can probably still tell by I'm looking now. I was slow. That boy, but he can run. He was running, took out, left me. He's still running. I'm out of stop, out of shape, out of breath. I'm walking, look to the right. Ninja standing right there. Ninja. In a ninja suit, like real ninja suit. Standing there looking at me. I turned around, yelled out homeboy name, took off running. Didn't stop till I got to the house. Told my dad. Dad went and got his heater. We got on our bikes. And he's like, show me where they at. Where was that? We rode down there, kind of find out it was my homeboy, one of my homeboys, some dude he hung with. They was into the whole karate, kung fu stuff, Chinese stars type stuff. Back in it's the early 80s, And he told him, said, look, y'all don't play like that because, what I'm saying, I brought this. And he showed him what it had. Y'all stop playing around. He went on back home. So my point is, he didn't call the police, didn't call 911, say, hey, somebody in a ninja suit think he breaking in the house, chase my son's home. Man jumped in his car and went to handle business. So the question is, are we doing that? And if not, why not? Are we ready for if our sister or our cousins or our girlfriends or wives, if they call and say that one of these soldiers out here in my job, at the store I'm at, and they shoot, because everybody else can call 911. If you want to here, you can call, you can call 911 and call your boy. But are they gonna call? Are we prepared that if something happened like that, and have we trained them to call us, strap up, and head up there? Now, police and law enforcement will tell you, hey, don't do that. Let us handle it. Nah, it done got past. I think it done got beyond that, because every time it happened, for what we see, the person that's doing the killing just ends up just walking up out of there like it's no problems. They just walk him out, no cuts, no scratches, no nothing. He got a assault rifle in his hand. Nah, it's one of the things. Nah, it's time. You got to police your own neighborhoods, your own areas. You got to understand it's enough for this. Protesting. You already see the Black Lives Matter for those of you who believed in them in the beginning. Unlike most of us, not most of us, unlike a lot of us who knew there was a bunch of bullcorn from the jump. Ain't no more Black Lives Matter protesting. We don't need no Al Sharpton. We don't need no Benjamin Crump trying to sue somebody. We don't need Al Sharpton trying to march. Nah. We don't need no more documentaries. No more feel-good TV stories. It's got to be, hey, there's a dude up here, and he looks suspicious, hanging around. Got a gun. Somebody come up in here shooting. I'm gonna need, I need you to get your boys, get all your homeboys in the hood, everybody that's walking around with these illegal weapons. Shoot, you got no problem killing a brother with it. If you have no problem killing another brother another person that looks like you, whether male or female, using that same weapon and dumb enough to keep it, because that's what y'all do. I've seen it. If you got no problem with that, man, you should have no problem pulling up on one of these race soldiers that's killing old people in the grocery store with old people, that's killing your grandma and your aunt and your great auntie. Heck no, man. You need to be out there ready to defend, because that's what war is about. War ain't fair. War don't happen on your terms. Just because I don't know how these movies might portray it. War is war. And guerrilla warfare is really the most strategic way to win a battle. Is somebody going off the norm and doing something dramatic to put your enemies down. But anyway, that's what I think. So, like I said, we need to arm and do all this kind of stuff. We need to train our soldiers. We need to train our sisters all the women in our women, and let them know, hey, if something happened, you call me first. Now we say it a lot of us men, we do say that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us think it goes without saying. A lot of us got that mentality, but it's a good possibility. I think we may have to remind them and be like, hey, no, don't just call me because somebody, you know what I'm saying, because one of us did something like this. Like I say, she called her boyfriend. I think she should have called her boyfriend and told him to come down here and let's handle this dude. Call your boyfriend, get his homies, and y'all get down here to this grocery store and come take this fool out. That's my thought. Tell me what you think. You know, most folks might say, you know what I'm saying, like I say, get the police, can't be violent. Man, that's bullcorn. Because again, if you're in a war and you got soldiers trained to kill, and that's what he was. He was trained to kill. You might say that this dude, well, he ruined his life for the rest. He ruined his life. He's gonna be in prison for the rest of his life. Dude, that's what soldiers do. That's what martyrs do. That's what people who fight for the cause do. You see it all the time. People want to talk crazy about I guess those people who supposedly did the airplane kidnappings, hijackings, and do 911 and hit them towers. If that is what really happened, then that means you got people who are trained to fight for that cause. And you might say, oh, these guys are crazy and they suicidal. Okay, and they died. Okay. But you're talking about one person. And you see these suicide bombings that have happened throughout history. Think about it. That's one person. Maybe a couple. Not even a handful, maybe. That can potentially kill hundreds, even thousands, if they commit their mission. And if they complete their mission. 5 people taking 5,000 lives. Who won that battle? In the eyes of war, who won that battle? Right? No matter how you want to look at it, no kind of religious and soft and gotta forgive everybody, or say, well, he died, so like I say, you can't. It's like going to battle and trying to kill somebody who is suicidal, who kamikaze. Nigga, how'd you win? Because his mission was death anyway. And that's when you truly believe. That's why the people like that, if they like, it's what they call extreme Islam. And actually, I'm not saying if it's true or not. I'm just saying about what we hear. If this is true, and they are quote unquote Islamic extremists or whatever they want to call it, then those people, they're true. They are dying for what they believe in. Right or wrong, good or bad. And that's what they say life is about. You have nothing to die for. You ain't worth living. So you know what it's about. So it's like, that's what your boy Dylan Roof did, and still living. That's what what's his name? Gendron? Megatron? What's his name? Cybercon? Whatever the hell his name is. That's what this guy did. Same thing. Went out, completed the mission, took out lives, going to jail. Mission accomplished. Unfortunately, mission accomplished. So we got to find a way to counter that. And that is, again, everybody, like you always say, have your arms, train, get your legal weapons, train in hand-to-hand combat, and just prepare for battle anywhere. But anyway, again, that's all I got. Leave your comments down below. Thank y'all for tuning in again, and I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.